looks, he kicks, it's on the way. It is good. It's good.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Oh, he caught it. Oh, unbelievable.
Here we go.
There we go. Now it should work.
All right. Can people hear us now? Because I think that was live the entire time.
Yeah, well.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 9. Let me throw that banner on. This might be a very disorganized episode.
Yeah, and we've also decided to go with an Ozark-like quality.
Yeah, that's what I started to think. What's the show that's completely blue?
Yeah, that's Ozark. So we have I got this shitty $20 webcam or something just for the sake of when I didn't feel like using my webcam on my laptop for work meetings. So we're using that because it's in front of the TV, but it is resulting in a visual image that is going to make it seem like one of us is going to murder the other at some point during the podcast.
And have some really ominous, dark music going in so we can be heard. Apparently Denver's saying we can be heard. Sweet. So we figured everything out. All right, I'm going to go get a drink.
No, just leave me to you'll be in the background. You'll
that's
see
true.
Jam getting a drink here.
This is Phil's place, and
Yeah.
Phil's got a hell of a football setup.
Yeah, but my place isn't big enough that Jam just disappears when he's going for a drink. So, as promised, we're going to start with Ben Wyatt this week. And, we'll probably do a brief catch-up if Jam has data on who we picked last week.
I do.
Okay. So we'll go over that. We'll go over a big trade was made, but I got to shut my damn mouth because it's my trade. And then we'll make some picks for the week, assuming we get some lines.
Okay. So what are we leading off with, then? Let me pull up my drive stuff. Usually I have my computer in front of me, and
we can either go into last week's thing, or you can go into your trade analysis. Take your pick.
Let's do that. Let's do the trade analysis because I'm still trying to figure this one out. I'm still trying to just because the Ben Wyatt trades are interesting because of salary reasons. They have to be massive. There has to be 10 players involved to make salaries match. And I think that the main thing that caused this one to be so big, where is the trade?
Let's go to view transactions.
View transactions is because there was a big salary player that was moved.
Yeah, more than one, right? Matt Ryan and Odell Beckham combined make $30 million.
Yeah, but I guess so. How much did you pay Odell Beckham?
$18 million.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this one when I submitted this offer in the first place, I had to warn Denver. There's a million guys in this trade.
Easy. Yep.
A million guys in this trade. Try not to let that throw you. It's a requirement in order to make the salaries work.
Focus on the players involved.
Yeah. So
all right. So let me read out the trade. Hope everyone pays attention. Normally I put this up on the screen, but I'm not going to do that.
It won't fit on a screen.
Let's see what is anyone commenting. Here we go. 60 mil moved. So let's talk about what that 60 mil is. So you gave up your Philly defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, Matt Ryan, Ernest Johnson, Odell Beckham Jr., which is the big name, Robert Tonyan, another big part of this trade, Darius Williams, Jordan Poyer, Eric Rowe,
and to be key, Jordan Poyer's a good safety, but sure. I got a good one back, so it was just a matter of...
So it's a balance. So it's just more of a money balance on that.
Yeah.
For the New Orleans defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, Josh Allen, being the big name here, Matt Breida, Keelan Cole, Brashard Perryman, Rob Gronkowski, James Bradbury, Budda Baker, Malcolm Jenkins, and a 2021 second-round draft pick. So those are the pieces involved. Let me try to break this down to the key pieces here and see what is just salary dump, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I think, obviously, it is a Odell Beckham, Robert Tonyan as the key players, and I guess Jordan Poyer. But if you're getting back Malcolm Jenkins, that's a bit of a
And I mean,
balance.
Matt Ryan was he's not a bad player. He's making a lot of money though, and he was more just to offset. Like,
he needs a backup.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll need a backup QB. So you getting back Josh Allen and Keelan Cole, balancing off some of your wide receiver loss with Odell Beckham, and the second round draft pick, which you have just right before we went on told me that's one of the big pieces of the trade for you. I was surprised because I thought there was a pick involved from your end.
No. I mean, there was no way I was going to do it with a pick from my end. It's like this trade is likely to hurt me this year, and it's going to help Las Vegas because they have Russell Wilson. So rather than getting all these points on their bench, now they have Odell Beckham and can get points out of it.
And honestly, like Russell, there's always that question. I think Denver probably struggled with this a bit about which of his two QBs he would move. But Russell Wilson's just harder to move.
Yeah, I want to know part of him.
Because
the only reason I wanted Allen was just because his contract was still reasonable. I'm never going to pay a quarterback over $20 million unless they're crazy levels.
Yeah, and I know your feeling about quarterbacks in fantasy, but in terms of overall, I feel like I think Russell Wilson is getting paid what he's getting paid because my top bid on him was $20 million. As far as I would go for the top tier.
You just love pushing quarterbacks up. You did this in the other league too, and then it ended up being Matt Ryan's getting $25 million in the other one.
Well, that time it was I actually freed up a bunch of salary and decided I'm going to go get a starting quality quarterback, and did not succeed. Everybody managed to keep it was Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan. I pushed up to over 25 million. Because I wanted them, not because I'm being a dick. But I think in this league, when you see the quarterback evaluations, you've got your Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson, who are 20 million above, and everyone else kind of middles in the same area, at least the starting quality ones, like your Matt Ryans, like your Josh Allen. I was a little surprised. Actually, I mean, it's a hindsight thing. At the beginning of the year, Josh Allen's value was exactly what it is. It's probably higher now.
Yeah, Josh Allen at the beginning of the year was someone who ran a lot, got a lot of fantasy points because of it, but he still couldn't throw for shit. And there are genuine questions of if it's is this a long-term play for the Bills?
Yeah.
Because if he throws this badly, you can't hang on to him as a quarterback, even if he's fantasy useful. Similarly, last year where Jameis Winston was one of the top quarterbacks in the league for fantasy, and now is a backup. So you got to worry about that.
Yeah.
But then just like magic, I don't know what he did, but he learned to throw a football.
Yeah.
So
he's hitting targets.
He's hitting targets. He's not just overthrowing
even
everyone
deep balls.
constantly.
Yeah, even deep balls he's hitting. So he's looked like a tremendous quarterback this year. So his value's definitely gone up from when he was in auction. I like this trade for both of you. I think this is a fairly fair trade.
I mean, that's how I look at it too.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it from Denver's side. So Las Vegas is second in their division right now at 3-2.
Current wild card.
Yeah, current wild card, and West Waco's at 4-1. Victory points, only one victory point less than West Waco.
But still needs stuff to keep up the wild card because Houston's right there. In theory, I'm right there, but making this trade also hurts me. So even more.
Yeah. So it's between you and Houston that are kind of nipping at his heels. But I think with this trade, he can make he's not far off from the top spot. And with this trade, I think can make a pretty pretty good run at least wild card, but even the division. And he loses a second round pick out of it. But if you're trying to go for it and trying to do what he's trying to do. That's probably the gamble that he has to make.
I also think Robert Tonyan is an underrated part of this trade.
For sure.
He's looked real good.
Yeah.
He's making nothing, but he's not extendable. So, I mean, it's just for this year. But going into this week, I was really looking forward to starting Tonyan against you. I was like, oh, great. Now I got to start fucking Gronk or something.
What about Cook?
He's on a bye.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So, long term, I mean, Cook's fine for me. But, right now, it's not ideal.
Yeah, and Gronk has been anything but fantasy relevant at this point. So that definitely hurts. Let's see what Denver's saying. See you in round 5.
Yeah, he already traded rounds 1, 3, and 4 before this trade. So I just literally took the only pick he had available.
I think I'm in a similar situation right now. I've got my second still, but I know I've been dangling it.
For what it's worth, I know Denver was asking me, is there room for negotiation here? But Denver, if you had all of your picks, the negotiation would have been, I would have asked for a first, you would have asked for it to be a third, and we would have settled on a second.
We'll land on a second. Yeah, or not make the deal. But I mean, Denver knew he had to make this trade at some point in the year. Having both Russell Wilson and Josh Allen on your team makes no sense.
And it's a hard trade to make, frankly, because most people are not going to want to give up a player that's going to be useful to them, because it's like, yeah, great, I have Josh Allen, but I just gave up just as many points elsewhere. In my situation, it was more of a, I'm giving up on this season because I'm frustrated as hell. But he's only signed, like, Odell Beckham's only signed through this year anyway. So I'm not giving up anything long term. I'm just giving up on this season. So
yeah, and I feel like that's precisely the situation that I was in, because I'm obviously a team that would be interested in Josh Allen, but I couldn't really give up any players and maintain being one of the top teams. So it came down to, well, who knows? If Dalvin Cook is hurt for a long period of time, I'll have an additional.
He's coming back after the bye.
This is so. I really had I played.
You got 1 week of Alexander Madison against me, of course.
I'm playing Madison this week. I'm very happy to be playing Madison this week. But yeah, Dalvin Cook comes back and he goes right back to the bench. So yeah, I think fair trade both ways. I think we get it from your point of view. You get Josh Allen and you get a pick out of it. So I think that's interesting.
All right, let's see how we did with our picks last week.
Right, let me pull up.
I didn't make any projections this week. I just totally forgot about it.
That's fine.
No one seems to care.
Yes. The acceptance shocked. Did it?
It actually, it's not so much that it shocked me that it got accepted. It was the way it got accepted. Usually, if you're negotiating with someone and you're talking to them through WhatsApp, you'll get an indication they're going to accept the trade. Yeah, I didn't get that. So we were negotiating, and it seemed like we were close. So I thought there was a good chance it would happen. But then,
you already sent the offer in? So
I sent the offer in, but I sent it before we started actually talking. And then we were talking, but then I didn't hear anything from him, and I was just doing something else. And then people started talking about, like, holy shit, what happened in this trade?
I feel like I missed this trade completely on the chat. I must have been doing something, because like all of a sudden I just saw it on my email. I'm like, that's a fuckload of players, and I was very positive that it actually was you giving up a second.
Honestly, I'm really proud of the work I did because his team is like $250,000 away from the cap.
Yeah.
The amount of work I had to do to balance it out to within this small, because I just didn't want to pay more money either. So I couldn't have him get more, and I didn't want to take on more myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to. That's why there are 1 million players involved. I managed to get it. It was like 40 million on each side within like
that's a good feeling.
100,000.
That's a good feeling.
It was satisfying, especially to get it to that and have the player value work out. I was really pumped about that.
Because I had this situation on a few occasions when I decided to call it for the year in FOMFA, because I had expensive players and I wanted picks. I had to be able to take back enough salary to move these expensive players. Where I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to move a lot of these expensive players. But through a lot of finagling, a lot of like figure out who I could take on and everything. The one with Israel was the one I'm most proud of, because somehow I made that work because he had no room.
Yeah,
and you know his team already is so tight that he can't really lose anything. So I had to keep sending back players that have equivalent value, and then somehow made it work. All right, so I got our picks pulled up here.
Let's spend less time talking about the actual player performance, because we're really short on time before our red zone starts, so we've got to get into FOMFA too.
All right, so let's start with the Longhorns versus Malibu.
Also, there's only 2 people watching. I'm way better off when I'm on the other side of this and I'm not seeing the editing side, where it's like, we have 2 viewers. Why are we doing this? Yeah. But thank you, Denver, for watching.
He's a good man. He's a good man. He's paying attention. See? Throwing up comments. All right, so first game we had Malibu versus Houston. Malibu was favored by 12. Ended up winning by a little bit more than that.
98 points.
Oh, my God.
98 points.
So not a great line for Chris on this.
I feel like this is one of those ones where I should have just taken Malibu because they just keep winning, and I probably did something stupid.
No. We both took Malibu, but I did make Malibu the shoe. So we both get points, but I get a little extra. But Ben Wyatt's the only one that I'm doing okay on in this picks. Like in FOMFA, I'm just fucked. All right. So anything to say here? It looks like Houston just didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow got negative 4.2 points. That's never good.
How is Houston doing overall? Like, they're not doing that bad.
No, they're in contention for the wild card.
Yeah.
This was a bad game where none of the receivers really did anything important.
He had to start Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell, which is if you have to start both Jets receivers, that's a bad day.
When you running backs, but when your quarterback gets negative, you're gonna lose. Patrick Queen tried to make up for it, but no one else did. So
I like how Patrick Queen's been looking.
Oh, he's been great.
Holy shit. It doesn't really help. I'm assuming Houston gave him a long contract, but obviously not extendable.
Yeah, exactly.
In this league.
2022, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
I would have maxed him.
You only had 4, right?
So who's next? We got San Antonio versus Oakland. Two teams that I'm not really going for. I can't really tell what Jason's ever doing.
No, I think Jason has sort of acknowledged his team sucks in this league.
He knows his team is really good in the other league, so I think that's helpful.
Yeah, this is just one of these guys need to face each other eventually, but no one really cared.
So Oakland was favored by 20.
And they won by 54-ish.
Yep, and we both said that they would do that. So
look at us.
These ones weren't as hard to pick. All right, who's next? Got Vegas versus San Diego. I think this ended up being an interesting game, though.
It was within 3 points.
That's insane.
This was a close one.
The line was Vegas by 29.
Well, interestingly, you look at the efficiency rating. Vegas left a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, wow.
They had 212 potential points, whereas San Diego basically maxed out.
Yeah,
very close to maxing out their team.
San Diego was 94% efficient.
Yeah, best case scenario, they got 158 points pretty much. So, it was close. It didn't have to be, but...
who are the big names that made up the points on Denver's bench, I wonder? Josh Allen, we don't really count that.
There's
always going to be a bad
Keelan Cole, my new guy. Matt Breida, new guy. Curtis Samuel.
I guess the big one was Noah Igbinohin.
Marcus Peters.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, right. I'm not reading.
28.2 points. That would have been a big difference there instead of Bradbury and his 1.5.
No, it only hurts you if you end up losing, and Vegas did pull it out.
It's funny. We traded so many players. I'm looking. I'm like, half of this is my team now.
Okay, so for that one, we both picked Vegas, so we both get a 0 because they win, but San Diego made it a game. Did someone have this as a lock? No.
How did the Domino's person leave the store with our order at 12:16? You went there with me.
Literally
it's
over
a
there.
3-minute walk.
Oh my god!
And it's now 18, 20 minutes later.
He did not leave the store, so this is at least proving that doesn't.
Yeah, we went into the store because I fucked up, and with the Domino's thing, if you order online, you get to the last stage of it, and it looks like you've ordered, but there's another button you need to click. So we went into the store, and I was like, I don't remember if I clicked that button. I might not have submitted it. The lady there was like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Phil," and her answer was, "Oh yeah, 3 to 4 minutes."
So we're like, "Cool."
Yeah. We just waited around, and then eventually someone was like, "Yeah, your order hasn't come in." So anytime Domino's tells you 3 to 4 minutes, that's their default answer of, I'm not going to bother checking to see what happened.
That situation is fine, but you have to be able to say, I don't see your order.
Yeah, that would have been very easy. We could have left the store.
Yeah. Well, Denver's reminding you about Cole, and that's now a player on your team. So wonderful.
I have him in 2 leagues. I'm not happy about it either time.
All right, next up we got the Coopers versus West Waco. Phil versus West Waco. Phil favored by 13 points. Wow. This was a combination. First of all, West Waco had a hell of a fucking game.
Yeah, this is what happens against me. And that's 307.9 potential points.
Yeah, this is he scored 228 points with a 74%.
I had to deal with Chase Claypool and him catching touchdowns constantly.
Oh yes.
I had to deal with Aaron Donald and his 3 sacks. Outside of who is it who's getting screwed all the time?
Justin.
Yeah.
Giants.
Outside of Justin, I am easily the most screwed in this league. My point totals have been good, but I keep coming up against this sort of thing.
You should do the luck index at some point.
Yeah, I know Justin's at the worst, and I'm
but you're. I think you guys are both royally fucked side. So yeah, we both had picked Phil to win this as he goes to get the pizza. just want to point out some of the performances here. I guess what I find interesting is that West Waco still has was at 74% efficiency rating while putting up 228 points. So why is that? Well, I guess the big one's Ryan Tannehill. So Baker Mayfield got him 17 points, for Ryan Tannehill was collecting 38 on the bench. And Jason Pierre-Paul. Oh, big game for Malcolm Butler. Oh, yeah. 2 interception games for Malcolm Butler. So I recall thinking who has started him, and someone reminded me he was on Waco's bench. So anyways, that didn't really matter. Waco put up a massive effort. And was there anyone on Phil's bench that could have made a difference here?
Anthony Walker, but I'm never actually going to start him.
Yeah, but also it wouldn't have made a difference to win you the game. It was just such a big
If I had, even if I had my full potential points, which were 219, which isn't bad, I still lose.
Yeah, you still lose this game. This was just a good old fashioned meeting. It happens. All right, let's move on to myself versus the Redskin Potatoes, the Cyril's team. This was myself favored by 14 points. Did we both pick this to be? I think you picked me to lose, but.
Yeah, I did.
I was saying I would win, but it would be close. Line being 14 points. And it being somewhat close, but not totally. Cyril scoring 173 points. I scored 200.1 with an 80% efficiency rating, so I left some points on the bench. But I think even if he gets his full potential points, I still win this game. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to continue bragging about my team. I was not super happy with my defense, but everyone else did their job, so can't be too upset. Also, this was a game where I felt like I had to win before Tuesday, because who knew what was going to happen with that stupid Titans game. So if the Titans didn't play, I had to have that win knocked down by Tuesday, which I think I did by like a very small margin. I think I had it by a couple points. Just bragging about my team. And there's the pizza. Very nice. So we both you had me losing, I had me winning, but having it be closer than the spread. So that's 0 points for both of us.
Wait, what happened?
Well, I was favored by 14.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to lose the game. I thought I was going to win, but it would be close.
Yeah, but I still covered the spread. Even if I thought you were going to lose, I got a point.
No, why would you get a point?
Because
I won.
You won,
You
but
picked
you didn't
0.
cover the spread.
I did cover the spread.
You did cover the spread?
Yeah.
Oh, then how did we both get 0?
Because we both picked. Hold on. You picked Cyril to win.
Yeah, and you picked him. Okay, but we both picked 0.
Yeah. I thought it'd be close.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway, so I did not. No one had that as a lock or shoe in. All right, we'll move on. I'm seeing. Yeah, Cyril's team was a 94.2 efficiency rating. I feel like we see that a lot in Ben Wyatt though, because the teams just don't happen to be as deep. And he didn't pay. Oh, I thought him not playing Devin Singletary would have made a difference, but Singletary had like 4 points.
I'm going to pull a Trump on you here.
All right. Moving on to Scranton Stranglers versus Chicago. Scranton favored by 13 points in our spreads. Both of us picked Scranton to win, with still having them as the lock. How did they end up doing? 279 points for Scranton.
That was my lock?
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient.
Did it in dominating fashion, over a 100-point win. Chicago putting up 168 points. Scranton doing it at 93.9% efficiency rating.
I don't know if you want me touching your pizza or not.
I'll grab it afterwards. I'm probably not going to have it right away. But yeah, good fucking killer performance by Scranton. Look at this, all double digits. Everyone but 5 players were double digits.
And he set a great lineup too.
Yeah, holy shit. Wow. And he actually has some decisions to be made on lineup. So it's not like they'll always be this team. So good job, Kevin. Good job, Nico. Coming through, getting it done. And we both got points, I believe. Did we? Hold on. Oh, I got double points. You got double points. All right, let me put that in before I forget. We both got a point. So my shoe in kind of bounced off then. So I'm not gaining anything here. All right, let's move on to South Park versus Enniscorthy. South Park was favored by 11. Of course, picking his own team line, which is always kind of interesting. South Park loses this one. I forgot that South Park lost this.
Yeah, Mark's been. I don't know what to make of Mark's team.
Yeah,
it keeps going back and forth, and it's very confusing.
I guess he chose right with the Rams running back situation because there was a lot of thought it would be Cam Akers, and Darrell Henderson's clearly the guy and has been playing pretty well.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both Mark and I came into the league with basically no running backs.
Yeah.
And both of us have managed to actually do pretty respectably. Between me with
Tony
Gibson and what's his face McCaffrey's.
Mike Davis.
He's been amazing.
Yeah, Mike Davis has been amazing.
And Mark has managed to pick up Myles Gaskin and Darrell Henderson.
Yeah.
So the strategy we both picked, it's actually worked pretty well.
It kind of worked out. Because also in Miami, it was like there was no one really knew what that running back situation would be because they picked up Breda. They picked up Josh.
No one knew what it would be, but no one thought it would be this. They thought it would be either Howard or Breda, or some combination of Howard and Breda.
Did they not have Balaj as well, or they dropped?
Oh, they cut him.
They cut him. Okay.
Or traded him to the Jets or something.
Oh yeah, he's on the Jets. He's on the Jets and not getting minutes, which is like what they did. Even when Le'Veon Bell was hurt, he wasn't getting minutes. Scranton favored by 13. Oh, sorry, we're talking about Cows. Cows are favored by 11. Do we have a difference? No, we both picked South Park. Jesus.
That didn't work out.
That did not work out, so that's zeros. What happened on South Park's team? Could this have changed? No, 84.3% efficiency.
I think you're hoping Lamar Jackson does better than 15.5 points.
I suppose if he set the perfect lineup and Enniscorthy set the exact same lineup, he would have won by 0.4.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But does he even set a perfect lineup? Yeah, I guess a couple of these choices could have gone the other way. But Cole Beasley always manages to surprise. And I've been liking Jimmy Graham with Nick Foles. He seems to like him. Anywho's, that's
but I don't even know who Rayshon Jenkins is. So the odds of him going into I see he's apparently the safety on the Chargers, but
I think he was on he was somewhere else last year. I feel like he was on the Seahawks. I just remember picking him up on waivers at some point, and he did not do great. All right, last game of the week. We come down to Jersey Giants versus Hollywood Haymakers. Would this be the game that Jersey broke the funk and was able to finally get a win after being screwed so often? Or would Hollywood outperform their usual targets and beat Jersey the way they always have? Yes, they did. So Hollywood favored by 16. You picked Hollywood to cover that, and I stupidly believed in Justin's team. So there you go.
That's what you get for Justin can't buy a win. Can't buy a win.
Because the thing is, his team isn't bad. He just can't possibly keep losing.
We'll see.
It's it's really weird. Because he's got Deshaun Watson, Kenyon Drake, Devontae Freeman, who's been pretty good. Both Drake and Devontae Freeman did their jobs. Amari Cooper, Dontrell Inman, I guess that came through the trade with me. But Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram, he's got a good team. Blake Martinez, Blake Martinez put up 0? No, he put up 11. TJ Carey put up 0. He got some zeros out of some players. 0.5 out of Justin Houston's never going to help you.
All right, a reminder that the game's starting 15 minutes. We got to go over FOMFun.
Right. Okay, so rushing through. You got points there, I didn't. All right, shall we rebrand? We're going right to FOMFun. So we don't have projections this week, so apologies, guys. Let's see. I got my rebrand going. I am completely discombobulated today. All right, here we go. Let us get to FOMFA. So, what is it again? Reports, franchise, weekly results. All right, so we'll start off with a very interesting team that I'm very intrigued by this year is Mark's team. Because Mark's team has so consistently been the team to beat in FOMFA.
What's interesting to me, and the team I'm intrigued by, is Year of the Sandwich.
What is going on?
Because Year of the Sandwich, they started out the year by we have a million good players, we're going to trade them for garbage, deal with it.
Yeah.
And then they're finding a way to compete anyway.
Yeah, and putting up big numbers.
And I'm looking at this roster, and I don't get it.
And it doesn't really hurt Sandwich to be successful because he has my pick.
Yeah, he doesn't have his own pick anyway.
And my pick is going to be the top pick.
Well, we'll see. There's competition.
There's competition for the worst team?
There's competition.
I actually am trying to spoil it for some people. I would like to do that. I'm not going to give up anything for it, but I would like to do that. All right, so Turret Rocks was favored by 27. You picked Turret Rocks to cover. I picked Sandwich to cover that. Sandwich goes off and puts up a 60-point win on him, 65-point win. That's a big. Oh, and I think no. I was happy for a second. I thought I had as my shoe in. I did not. So good for you, Chris. I'm not sure if this is what you're actually trying to do.
Yeah, this was interesting because I thought a bad game was well within the possibility of what Mark could do, but he has at least potential for more, given his wide receivers, given Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Similar to the other league, Lamar Jackson, not a great game for him. I would never in a million years have thought You're the Sandwich was going to put up 195 points in this game. Yeah.
Especially You're the Sandwich flex to running back, start 3 running backs, Le'Veon Bell, Malcolm Brown, and J.K. Dobbins. Malcolm Brown is not the lead back. Le'Veon Bell has not, this is the game before he got cut. And J.K. Dobbins is not the lead back either. And still dominated. Well, I mean,
Chase Claypool.
Big on Chase Claypool. Did you draft? I'm assuming you drafted Chase Claypool.
Now, what's fascinating to me, Chase Claypool is only going into this week was only owned in 30% of leagues.
Yeah, which makes sense.
He was started in only 12% of leagues. yeah. Both of these leagues have someone starting.
But in our league, I'm a little bit more surprised in Ben Wyatt. But in our league, he would have just been drafted at some point in the 7 rounds. So he'd be on someone's team. He'd be owned.
Yeah, he's a second round draft.
Would he be started? Who knows? But
I guess it depends on the strength of your team.
Yeah, so. And that makes sense then. But yeah, he got big performances out of his defense, so I won't labor too much on this. But big win for You're the Sandwich, even leaving Ryan Fitzpatrick on the bench, who had 31 points. He still got a dominating win. So very interesting. All right, let's move on to Dumpster Fire versus Wario. So my team versus Wario. Wario favored by 50. We both picked Wario to cover that, and I made it my shoe-in.
You won your shoe-in by 0.15 points. Wario won.
I got worried at my own performance.
Wario won by 50.15.
This week I would have beaten some teams if it wasn't Wario. I put up 165 points. Way better than my last week's sub 100 performance. Very much on the backs of Brandon Cooks finally showing up. And then some big-ass performances out of my defense. Brian Burns has been looking good, man. I'm very happy about that trade.
Yeah, Matt Ryan even had a standard performance from you. Yeah. You would have had a good week.
Yeah. Matt Ryan had just trash.
Yeah.
3.94 points. Way to go, Matt.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
All right, so happy about that loss. Moving on to...
I assume I got a point, just not 2.
Yeah, you did. You got a point. Hookers versus Cobra, or FF Village Hookage versus Cobras. Cobras favored by 7, so assumed to be a very close game. It wasn't.
53 points.
Cobras put on a beating. I think you picked. Yeah, so you picked Cobras. I actually picked. I don't think I picked Houston to win. I think I picked them to be closer.
I think this was probably one of your. Well, I got to be different from you.
That's my only choice in this league, though. I got to have a whole bunch of these hit for the rest of the year. I feel like I still am not quite sure what FF is doing because they seem to be trying to compete. This is 6.8% efficiency rating, so a lot of points left on the bench. Mostly out of defense. Marcus Peters putting up 28 points on the bench, and Emmanuel Ogba putting up 15 points. Anyways, nothing really big to say there, except for I am consistently impressed by when you scroll through this and Cobra's bench just ends because this is such Steve has 0 depth. Israel really needs to do something about that. Moving on to Jayville versus Marines. Marines were favored by 15 points. Jayville showed up this week. Team of the week, I believe, right? Did they have team of the week?
Yep.
So I picked Jayville to win. You picked... Oh, sorry. Opposite. You picked Jayville to win. I picked Marines. So once again, not really working out for me. Point for Phil. Come on. Why is this going to be this weird? And 0 for me. Nice game out of Jayville. Jayville's officially in that wild card contest. Like he's got a decent team.
Yeah, it's he's been pretty good. I mean, that conference is wide open for the wild card.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This was actually a key matchup because Israel's team keeps winning.
Yeah.
So I mean, Steven is going to still try for the division, but if he can't, he's gotta win these sort of games to get the wild card advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think Steven's team is probably stronger. I think they didn't quite show up. He needs running back help, though. My God, Keyshawn Vaughn.
Well, I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, why did he do
that? That was a curious choice. Because
Justin Jackson. I guess it's not clear if it's Justin Jackson.
Yeah, but it's not just Justin Jackson. Kelly. He started 3 running backs. He could have started.
Oh, he could have started T.Y. Hilton, Curtis Samuel, or Greg Ward, who's been pretty solid.
Yeah, there's no reason to start Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah,
Keyshawn Vaughn, whatever he wants.
Would that have gotten it done?
No, it wouldn't have fixed it. But
76% efficiency rating. That's not going to be good. Huge points left on the bench. Malcolm Butler.
That was the thing. In order to win, Malcolm Butler needed to be in instead of
I guess
like Xavier Rhodes, Pierre Desir, any of them really. But
yeah. Anyways, so Jayville gets it, makes that wild card chase more interesting. Next up, we got you versus Ron Mexico. You are favored by 35 points. And how do we pick this? I think you actually didn't pick yourself here. I mean, I think you picked yourself to win.
Yeah,
I thought it'd be close.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought 35 is a lot. Like David's team has looked pretty good all season.
So I actually get points for believing in you.
Mind you, he did start Willie Snead for some stupid reason.
Over who?
I don't know. He picked him up off free agents and then started.
So John
Willie
Brown
Snead.
wasn't playing. Michael Thomas wasn't playing. Steven Sims wasn't playing. I would have just flexed Jared Cook.
It wasn't a flex. He has 3 running backs and he needed a wide receiver.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, out of these guys,
I guess everyone got 0.
He didn't have a choice. No, because they weren't playing.
No, I know. I'm just curious. Like, there's got to have been someone better on free agency than Willie Snead to pick up.
Willie Snead is kind of a weird player where like you cannot depend on him, but he does get points.
Not anymore. He doesn't. He used to get occasional points.
Yeah, because Lamar would get him on the leakouts and things, but
it hasn't happened in a while.
No. Anyways, so I get a point for that. Oh, the next one is interesting because this is Cloud to Ground versus Cotton, which had 0. It was picked as even.
No,
so
it was just even,
who wins. Sorry, I guess this. Here. I'll have to go back up for Death Valley. How did this end up going? Cloud to Ground, very convincing win. This looked like a much closer game. Oh, this was the game that Dak got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dak got hurt.
But even a healthy Dak wouldn't have made up the 50 point difference.
No, what happened here for... Oh, Juju did nothing. Cole Beasley did what you expect him to do. Michael Gallup did okay. Yeah, interesting.
Yep, red zone is doing its thing. That's a sign, folks, that it gives me a minute to make sure my lineups aren't fucked.
All right.
And then we will continue.
Let's take a lineups not fucked break.
Lineups not fucked break.
I'm not sure. I think when we both picked Cloud to Ground to win here, so I'm just going to mark that as points before I check the lineups not fucked situation. Oh, I hate doing this on the phone. It's the worst because I might have to pick someone up for my cornerbacks. Everyone else, check your lineups while you're watching us live. Check your lineups.
All right, Danico Autry is active, even if Josh Allen isn't, so I have a full lineup at least.
All right, you know what? Last minute move right here. If I didn't have the beer, I probably wouldn't do this. Bringing in Brian Flores. Brian Flores is coming in. I feel Brian Flores
destroy me.
Brian Flores against the Jets. Hey, man,
it doesn't even matter.
Nothing is promised.
It doesn't even matter.
Nothing is promised. Teddy Bridgewater can take like 1 million sacks. Give me a bunch of zeros. Henry, Madison. I'm still going with James Robinson. That was my earlier risky pick. Robbie Anderson, Julio Jones playing, Robert Woods. Oh, I'm just looking for my question marks. Why you still got Qs?
Everyone is always like the NFL used to have a better system where probable was a thing, and then they got rid of that because apparently too many people were being listed as probable or something for no real reason. But now that left it as questionable, and it means that everyone is always questionable every week.
This is so annoying, but don't they at some point have to make a call?
At some point.
It's 3 minutes to game time.
For those guys, is it?
Hold on. Oh shit, they're both playing at 4:25.
Well, there you go.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go.
There's Godwin
fucking
playing
hell.
today.
I guess I'll move one of these guys for. I'll move one of these guys out. Fuck. I don't want to move out Carlton Davis. He's been great for me.
Well, while you're making a decision, let's put some epic music on.
Yeah, epic music time.
The Red Zone countdown music.
Yeah, usually I just ask you, but I'm playing you.
You're going to destroy me. Put in whoever you want. It doesn't matter.
I don't feel good.
You
about
would beat
this.
me in a regular week, and half my team is on buys. And then you
had a
get
rough-
Madison as well.
You had a rough bye week. Abdomen, true game time, but they're both being called true game time decisions. I hate this. Limited session on Friday. All right, I'm gonna start Rock Yesin.
All right.
Submit.
Important decision right there.
This just changes everything.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the difference.
my projected points went down.
You know
by
what?
0.2.
If you actually win only because of Rock Yassin, I'll give it to you. That
It
will
was
be
the right
impressive.
move. Rock Yassin got me in. He was okay last week.
All right.
Anyways, who we got left?
Death
I think we're
Valley and
almost
Fort
done.
Myers.
I think we're almost done. So Death Valley versus Fort Myers. Fort Myers favored by 19 points.
Fort Myers did beat that by a good amount.
Wow.
They won by 46, 47, something like that.
It's anything like another team where they're rebuilding, but he seems to put up performances. Like, it's not a huge performance, but this would beat certain teams.
Yeah, the difference between him and Sandwich here is Cyril has put up good performances but continued to lose for the most part, whereas Sandwich has managed to win. But here, it's against Death Valley.
Yeah.
Like,
And you made that your shoe in. So, or your lock of the week. So, point for you there.
double points.
Double points. Then we got Watt versus Lucas is the last game.
Yeah, this is another one where Khalil once again did not have a great performance, but won anyway.
Very interesting because, I mean, obviously it's not hurting his positioning, but does it hurt him in the playoffs? Because that's what it's coming down to for Khalil. This is a
if his
win it
team,
all year.
if his team shows up in the playoffs, it doesn't matter as long as he got there.
So it's mostly his defense that's not showing up. Actually, no. Zach Ertz putting up 1.42 is never going to help you.
That was surprising. But that happens as long as the Eagles don't have other targets. As long as Zach Ertz is the only one on the field that anyone is giving any credit to, he's going to be covered.
Yeah. And then you'll get guys like Fulgham who are pulling it in and putting up points. I started Fulgham this week. All right, so we had Watt favored by 19. Did he beat that?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
No.
No, yeah, he did.
Interesting. Okay, so you had him covering that, so I get a point here.
Fuck.
Way to go, Luis. I need all the points I can get in the FOMFA side of this. Okay, all right, that'll do for our calls. We don't have projections, so let's just get and watch some
some football.
games.
So I assume StreamYard will continue doing this and I just switch tabs. There's no reason.
Yeah, it's still live.
All right, perfect.
So we'll get to watch some games now. And I wonder how the audio is. Someone let us know if it's just like jarring audio in the background. I'm assuming you're
Well,
watching.
I've muted the Red Zone audio for obvious reasons here.
Hey, there's a Batman show dancing around in the Eagles Baltimore game.
I mean, that's probably going to be the most entertaining part of this game, I think.
What's interesting is that guy in the Batman suit actually had to wear a mask because Batman is one of the few superheroes that doesn't cover his face. He covers his eyes.
The only part you don't need to cover is the only part that guy's got covered.
So Batman's getting COVID. If Batman's out there, Batman needs to mask up. So we got what we got. I love this Red Zone guy.
You know what? He does a good job.
He keeps you so informed, and you can tell he's truly just a fan. He's just into it.
I've watched a behind the scenes thing of like how they do this and him doing it live.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get the sense it's like he's like, oh wow, et cetera, et cetera.
And like, especially when he does those game rewinds, it's like, we got something amazing to show you that happened.
My biggest issue with Red Zone, this isn't any fault that they could really deal with, but like middle of the day or something, it's like 2:00, and they're like, let's check in on this punt in Carolina. It's like, it's either a fumble or a massive return.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, let's check in with this punt.
Yeah.
It's like fair catch. It's like, okay, that was not interesting.
All right, sorry for wasting your time, guys.
But at the same time, it gets interesting. It's tricky because you get so used to that early in the day, before anything has happened, they'll be like, well, let's show this punt.
Yeah.
And it's literally just like nothing.
It's a really, I will say, like, as a, there used to be a show on The Score when that was still a channel, Canadian channel.
Interesting fact, one of the previous owners worked for The Score.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, it isn't just a Canadian channel, right? Am I wrong about that? That was a good channel. I like The Score. I don't know what the hell happened to them. I guess they,
I don't have cable, so I can't.
maybe Sportsnet took over? I don't know. But anyways, it was a sports channel. We have like TSN, which is our ESPN affiliate, Sportsnet, which is just the Canadian sports channel, and then we had The Score, which has now been canceled. But they used to, for basketball, have a show called Court Surfing, which was so useful because basketball is one of the most annoying sports to watch if you like any other team, because there's all these like area locks. And you can't watch this game live, and you can't watch this game live. So then that show would do what Red Zone did, basically. Not as effectively, because Red Zone's way more effective. But they would switch between games, and it was like a wicked way to watch basketball games. So Red Zone, I feel like, has perfected that scenario.
Red Zone is great. I'm glad that the NFL in Canada, it used to be some ridiculous thing like $60 a month to subscribe to NFL streaming service. Eventually, they made it reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, TSN streams Red Zone, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I should try to see if I can stream it to my TV, because if that's the case, then I can cancel the Zone, which I pay for through the football Zone.
Why do you even have cable? I don't understand.
I need to cancel it. I really do. Because, like, already it's not a good thing to have anymore. Doesn't make any sense. But for me, it's even worse because I haven't been able to find my remote in ages. Oh, Kirk Cousins starts the game off with a pick. Who was that? Who got the pick?
I don't know. 45? Who's 45?
I have no idea. I don't have any doubt.
Deion Jones.
All right.
Linebacker coming through.
Anyone starting Deion Jones?
Someone's got to be starting Deion Jones. Deion Jones is a key player here. I mean, he's on Ryan's team. I think he'll probably be starting this week in FOMFA. Let's take a look, see if
the website updates way faster than the phone. The app is shit.
He is not starting.
Oh man, come on, Ryan. You know your defense. Or Ryan's playing sound.
If people are listening to us, there's no reason we can't have the audio in the background.
I don't think so.
Okay. I was trying to be.
Yeah, gotta have some audio. All right, come on, let's see some Julio Jones.
The 1-4 Vikings versus the 0-5 Falcons. A surprising game of useless teams that is very fantasy relevant.
And also teams that aren't usually useless.
Yeah, they both.
They just fucking blow this year.
Oh, play action for the Broncos, going deep.
Oh shit!
No, nothing. Oh, the flag is coming to the one.
Is that Drew Lock? Is Drew Lock back? I think Drew Lock might be back this week. Nice. Oh, what a break! Wow, slipping through.
Pull me closer, camera dancer. Oh.
Do you find that this is delayed?
It gets delayed over the course of the day. I don't know why. Eventually, you have to just re-click the live button. I only notice it when people are freaking out and playing, and I'm like, what happened?
But also, you don't know who anyone else is watching.
Matt Ryan going to his easy dump off in the backfield there. Not getting much. 2 yards.
Matt Ryan needs to do something, man.
He started out the season real well, and then just last few weeks he's not been
at
good.
first it was like the Falcons are losing, but they're these really close games, so they're going to turn it around. And now it's just like they just suck. Like they're losing in every way.
I wonder if there's a live scoring that shows you all teams at once. That would be real convenient.
All right, well.
Oh, who's got that?
Woo!
Julio!
Well, that helps, but
you in the league where you're going to destroy me, and Ryan is going to benefit from that in FOMFA.
It doesn't help that Teddy has already thrown an interception. That's always going to be my most annoying start. Is the decision is Wentz over Teddy.
Oh, live scoring summary. No, that's just this.
There we go, Julio.
Can't give Calvin Ridley some TVs. Huh?
He started off the year on fucking fire. He's WR1.
All right, Bears in the red zone. Who's getting it?
Thanks to Teddy.
Let's go, Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
What happened?
They're going to Mooney there. False start, I'm guessing. Oh, timeout.
You could tell that was going timeout by Mooney running back and forth constantly. There we go, Teddy.
It's the interception.
Nice job. Nice job. I can. That's not totally his fault.
Who got
Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein? Nope.
Tayshaun
I was reading
Gibson.
that completely wrong.
Jeffrey Epstein is not an NFL cornerback.
Oh, Bears just got a touchdown. Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Oh, no, sorry. That was a replay. That's annoying when it cuts to it. Because they were on the play.
Why would they cut to a replay? Jimmy Graham scoring a touchdown.
I thought they missed it, maybe.
Oh, no, nope.
All right, here we go. Bears in the red zone. 4 yards. What you got, Big Dick? Again? This game already sucks. I blame John and Dan.
Tayshaun Gibson started by Khalil this week in FOMFA.
All right. Who's Khalil playing?
I don't know. Take a look up there. I'm trying to find
Let's
the.
Javel. Javel's did pretty well last week. So.
No one even owns Tayshaun Gibson in the other league.
For now.
Where's that go? That's not going anywhere.
Nice pass. Way to go, Ben. Way to go.
All right, going to the Bears game here.
Oh my God! Again?
They've decided that playing football in Carolina.
They call it timeout. I thought Uh-oh. Hands hurting.
It just looks grumpy. I don't think there's an actual problem.
Ben has a bad game. You got to feel bad.
That's the thing you do anytime you have a shitty pass.
Yeah.
You're just like,
or if you have 4 horrific plays in a row and you claim that you don't know it's 4th down. Like, don't be an asshole. You knew it was 4th down. Everyone knew it was 4th down.
I genuinely don't think he did.
Really?
Because he can't, like, the way he came after the play, like he was trying to do something.
He was trying. Oh, that's true. Captain check down.
That was not a catch. That will be overturned.
That wasn't a catch?
No way. That's just going to be an incompletion. That's got to be Robin. No, that is Jimmy Graham.
Oh, you boy! Congratulations to the Maesters of the Midway for the player you coached. Is that his first NFL touchdown?
He taught him that. I think so. I don't think I have seen a touchdown from him.
First time. Big ups to Cole Kmet?
I think so. How else could you pronounce it?
Met? Maybe you don't pronounce the K. Cole Met?
K's aren't silent unless in front of an N.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan's new quarterback.
Well run.
Ryan's new quarterback.
And nice slide. Joey Burrows. Oh, Burrows and Boyd is
That's
such
right
a
on
nice
the money.
connection, man. I mean, AJ Green's done, basically. Burrows and Boyd is a great connection. I guess I was kind of okay keeping Boyd, even in through a rebuild, because he was so cheap, and I extended him for long, but got the first out of him.
Oh, fake to Mixon. Where's
Run
he
it, run it, Joe!
Run
No,
it.
if he made the decision earlier, I think he could have gotten that run. I was watching one of the mic'd ups with Joe Burrow. And it was all about how he's not sliding. He's telling him, he's like, yeah, I'm still learning to do that. The referees are telling him, if you're going to go down, just go down. He's like, yeah, I'm learning. All right, double box.
Oh, Mixon's
Mixie's in. All right, that's points for Jason, and that's points for...
No, that's Giovanni Bernard.
Oh, really? Isn't that
Gio.
the most annoying thing in the world?
Vulture touchdown.
When you've had Joe Mixon and Gio Bernard makes the touchdown, I seriously doubt Gio Bernard's been started in anyone's
No,
league.
no one's starting Gio. I think he's on a practice squad in Ben Wyatt. Leave Galladay alone.
We have. Can we put up the live score on here for Ben Wyatt? Adrian Peterson, also known as not DeAndre Swift.
Adrian Peterson's role over the last 3 years has been just disappointing fantasy owners.
Because you can't really start him.
Not just that. It's that everyone thinks someone else is going to be getting the points, and then he goes in and gets them instead.
Yeah, he's just fucking people over. Oh, wow, the vast majority of my players are playing right now.
Yeah, you need to be up 40 in order to be on pace to beat me.
Yeah.
At the end of the 1 o'clock games.
Hopefully, Baker keeps using Hooper. He's been going to him recently.
I like that Teddy Bridgewater is on pace for somewhere around negative 60 points at the moment.
I think his first pass was a. I'm not too concerned about that one. It was on the player. It wasn't like a horrific interception.
I haven't seen any updates from the Ravens-Eagles game. I guess there's just a lot of punching back and forth. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
good job, Eagles.
Oh, wow. That was a
Nick
great
Boyle.
defensive. That was a great defensive stance followed up by just good vision.
Yeah, you can't blame the Eagles on that one. It's hard to defend that shit. They stopped Lamar Jackson, and it's just
Yeah.
someone's going to be open if you're committing to stopping him.
Who's starting for the football team? The football team.
Uh,
Kyle Allen?
that's a good
I
question.
assume
I think
Kyle
so.
Allen.
Yeah, I think it's Kyle Allen.
I know my projected points for Alex Smith were nothing. So I'm assuming
David believes that Mark Andrews got a touchdown, but
Nope.
it's
I guess he's watching without audio.
or the sense that Nick Boyle is a way bigger dude than Mark Andrews.
I find New England with Cam fascinating.
Why is that?
I just like it's interesting. Like it's like a very different quarterback than they had before. So it's a Belichick challenge. Like, does he readjust?
I mean, I'm looking
completely?
forward to seeing the results of this season because going into it,
Oh!
that was just a hell of a play.
What was that? That was a beauty. Who is that?
I don't know. Rashawn Williams.
Tipped and diving. Wow, what a play.
For a defensive lineman
Yeah,
to grab
yeah.
the ball like that and keep it from
That's
hitting the
insane.
ground, that was impressive.
That is impressive. That's
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Patriots do versus the Bucks this year.
Mm.
I mean, going into the year, we were talking about, like,
Yeah.
what does this mean about greatest of all time? I'm like, I think the Patriots will do better than people think. It's been happening so far.
Yeah.
Oh! Baker.
Pick 6 for whose points just jumped up? Minka Fitzpatrick.
I think Ryan's got him in Vompa.
I have to assume he started him. Cotton with 47 points, so I'm assuming he started him.
Scranton's got him in
And starting?
Ben Wyatt. I have to assume.
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah, 31 points. So.
Yeah. Minka Fitzpatrick. Like what I'm interested in is like the Patriots, if they end up doing like better than expected. I mean, it obviously says what people, I guess, already assumed is their system is still great because Brady's on a team that's loaded, like loaded at every
what people
way.
assume. I'm fighting everyone and telling people this.
That the Pats are not going to be good.
Their record, like their Vegas odds going into the season, were that of a losing team. Like most people thought that Brady was that team, and him being gone was going to hurt them.
Like I think Brady was a big part of that team. I'm not but like it's still Bill Belichick's system. Like Brady didn't have anything to work with. Come on, Derek. Come on, you big bastard. I need another Josh Norman toss type of play. It became this week's meme. Where he just tossed a grown adult.
The NFC East game where someone's got to win. Ingram, just stay in bounds. There's no one
Yeah,
near you.
you could have taken that to the house. Is this end goal? Yeah. Derrick Henry! Derrick Henry!
That works.
That's fine.
Is that like Fisker or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not John Smith.
The winner of today, backup tight ends around the league.
So far.
You got Cole Kmet scoring a touchdown, Fisker,
And
Boyle.
Backup tight end week. Tannehill's been good, man. This means that Julio did something.
He's doing something. He's doing something.
No, just the way they started that replay off. Julio Jones missed the last one. Yep.
And then they show Carey to Gurley.
Something good's about to happen.
Either that or something bad. There's no neutral.
That's true.
It could have been
it could have been like injured.
re-injured.
Yeah, yeah, I could have easily been that.
There's your James Robinson.
Let's go, baby. I made a controversial pick there.
You seriously have Aaron Jones on your bench?
Yes, I do.
Oh, damn.
It's #1 rush defense. I had to start 3 running backs. I figured James Robinson can have a good game. I'll likely eat my words.
Okay, so you have James Robinson. You have
Madison.
Henry. Oh, Madison, right.
Madison's one of those. I'm not going to start him again. So,
My
and I
solution to
know
that-
what the Vikings do. The Vikings are going to run like crazy.
My solution to that was to trade him in the league. Where like I had Aaron Jones. I didn't want to make the decision, so I just traded Madison.
Yeah, like I was trying to gauge the interest for Madison, but wasn't really seeing anything. I think because obviously Dalvin Cook comes back and then his role goes back to 0. If it was close to the end of the season, it might have been a bigger, like someone making a move to try and win the game. Oh man, I like Chenault. I really tried to get Chenault, and from Steven. Steven held on. I'm really liking Chenault.
Stupid try box.
I
need
know,
a bigger
it's so hard to
TV.
pay attention.
It's not like I have a small TV, but I still need a bigger
Go Teddy!
one.
Go Teddy! Attaboy. Was that Teddy or was that? Yeah, it was. Sorry, I'm getting confused between the Jags and the Panthers right now. The uniforms look identical.
It's teal versus turquoise. It's not at all the same.
It's in the triple box. It looks pretty similar.
One is a greenish blue, the other is a bluish green. Come on, Jeff.
It's like you're supposed to be an artist. You should be able to tell. And Daniel Jones down. Tell me that's Chase Young. No, it's Frank Kerrigan. I'm really hoping to see a whole bunch of Chase Young destroying
You
Daniel
need
Jones.
Chase Young so much money. So much money.
Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, I took the risk that he would be one of the top defensive ends because that's what the top defensive ends were getting in the auction at that point. That's one where I probably would have reeled it back and gone for some lesser players. But the auction is a tricky bitch. You get carried away. You see people's values going up. You see your bids start going up. You're like, fuck, all right, adjust.
Even before you won a guy, you have sort of thought he's on my team. So then if someone else has bids,
and that's a bad situation to be in because then you start seeing it creeping up. That's kind of what happened with Derrick Henry, where he started creeping up, and I did not have him maxed at like 30 before. I was like, I think I got to go 30. These fucking guys aren't quitting. All right, baby, let's go.
If I'm a team needs to start doing something, I'm losing to Israel so far. I need to every in the early games. I'm supposed to beat him
catch the ball.
Supposed to beat him by like 20.
Yeah.
But from then on, it's supposed to be even. So I need to come out of the 1 o'clock games with an advantage. Look, Mayfield getting his ass sacked.
Man, swallowed up. All right, 3rd and goal. Come on, Teddy.
I smell a bootleg.
I kind of like the Panthers this year, mainly because I've got both two Panther players who've been doing well.
It helps having players that you can root for on a team.
This is a Teddy to Robbie. I'll be real pleased, but I doubt it.
Is it bootleg? No, it's not.
Let's go. Yeah, we got some yards.
Some yardage doesn't help on 3rd and goal.
No. Well, I get yard points, like some bullshit pathetic points. Let's see, I gotta get some points on the board. At least he went from negative to nothing.
Well, you got a first down out of James Robinson.
Hey, I forgot if the first downs count for running backs too.
Yeah,
I figure running backs get more of those opportunities.
The whole point was that getting a first down on 3rd and 1, it's key. It should be worth something. Yeah. Ooh, what a bad pick, but it's through.
Joey Sly going for the bullet kick.
I really want to see another fair catch kick attempt. It's one of the rarest plays in football, and there hasn't been a successful one since the 70s or something.
So how does that work?
So on a fair catch, you are allowed to take a free kick afterwards.
What do you mean?
What a free kick means is that there aren't people trying to defend it, essentially. It's like a kickoff, where they have to be 10 yards back.
Okay.
So someone has to hold it. You can't have a tee. But you can try for a field goal with no one defending it.
But isn't it from 75 yards?
Well, here's the thing, right? So in most situations, this is why it's so rare, because in most situations, you're not going to do it because you're going to be like, there's time on the clock. I'm going to try to get closer.
Yeah.
So the only time it makes sense is if it's a fair catch somewhere around the 50 or your 40-yard line, which would be a really long field goal. Yeah. But because you can run up to it, you don't have just the regular. It's more like a kickoff.
Right.
But you're trying to
really boot
the uprights. Yeah. So
interesting.
If it's the end of the half, And it's
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'd
it's
love to
not
see
a
that.
common situation, but occasionally it happens.
Oh, I think he got deflected. No, he got it out. Thought he might have gotten deflected.
I'm trying to think if there's a rarer play in football.
Like play or successful play?
Attempted play.
I feel like those laterals are pretty rare, but like in terms of success.
Yeah, attempted play.
But you have to do it. All right, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Is it mix? Is it mix now? Joe Burrow. Oh, we had it on him. He had it on Mixon. Mixon could have made that catch. Who is this?
I don't know who this is. Did someone just find the stream randomly?
Might be.
I think it's got to be someone in the league.
No, I sometimes see just a random person on this, and I just don't put the comments up. Come on, Mixie.
Somehow, us being at a table is much more legitimate.
At a table, it's very efficient.
Yeah.
At a table, it's efficient. Now we're just watching football. Oh, Minch is dancing.
Did Burrow get there?
Oh, I'm not even watching that.
What a hit.
My God.
Oh, he's just getting up like nothing happened.
Is that James Robinson?
Yeah. No, that is Chris Thompson. Joe Burrow managing to squeak through.
Nice. Good job.
Who would have predicted that the Bengals would be up 14-0 on the Colts in the first quarter?
On like a pretty solid defense there. That's a bit deep for a quarterback sneak.
Who the hell is John Brown? 5th different kicker used in the last 5 games? What is Jacksonville doing? No, this is Joey Sly.
I'm still getting
Carolina kicker.
Yo, what's going on with their kickers? This is just like the Bills wide receiver who moonlights as a kicker for Jacksonville.
We've never seen anything like that in the NFL before. The Jags
5 kickers in 5 games.
The rookie Brandon Wright who got hurt. Steve Hauschka had a leg injury. Aldrich Rosas with a hip and a groin injury. So that was
the position is cursed. The position is cursed.
Kickers barely get hurt.
Was not a kicker in high school. He was not a kicker kicking field goals in college. He was just a kickoff specialist. In college, he was mostly a soccer player, but he made a pro roster. He did a couple of preseason
Soccer player.
What happened to the Colts kicker from last year who lost the job? He was doing well in preseason. I thought he would actually get the job over Blankenship, but Chase McLaughlin. I think he signed to the Vikings practice squad, but I would have assumed someone would have picked him up, especially Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. With their 5 kickers.
Washington. Well, that's what you get for starting. There's the new guy. There's Bradbury, baby. This is how I'm going to beat Jam.
Bradbury.
About time my start someone against an idiot quarterback comes through.
There it is. Willamette.
Oh, but there's Derrick Henry.
Yay! I need some of these motherfuckers to do something.
If I somehow beat you, I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Hey, man, there's always a shot.
But I'd also be irritated because I've basically given up on the season. What is it?
No, forward motion. The biggest one right now is I need this James Robinson start to make sense.
There's a common thing in fantasy: don't bench your studs.
I know. I know. It was on my mind. It's a very last minute decision. That number 1 rush defense is really freaking me out. Oh no, that's just incomplete.
First update of the day. There's been plenty of updates. This is just Burrow coming
Oh,
in.
sure, Burrow.
It's always interesting when Red Zone is like, here's an update
Yeah.
within the game on Red Zone. It's like, yeah, we
There's an
know.
update for the update.
I hate these stupid Fox animate like
these fucking drawings. These terrible drawings.
it looks
It
so
makes them all look creepy.
and so amateur with these giant like terrible graphics.
The worst one so far has been T.J. Hawkinson. Like he'd look like a mutant. Like I would have been. It looked like that drawing from Napoleon Dynamite that he made of the girl. Kareem Hunt. All right. Come on, Derrick Henry. I'm seeing nothing else going on.
We only have one viewer. What do we call it? Just go watch the game.
I'm down. I think we can call it at some point.
All right. We're going to wave goodbye to our one viewer.
See you, one viewer.
Seems,
Because at this point, we're just going to start watching football.
yeah, we can just not worry about everyone else.
See you guys next
What do I
week.
do? Just end broadcast?
Take it easy, boys.
All right. Adios, everyone.
Yeah,